been told that he's promised us things that he didn't promise us.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
If we really look at what he promises us, that's some great stuff.
Yeah. Greed. They have tapped into this element of greed, where people are wanting to get more.
Yes.
They wanting to build up their bank account. Come on, I did it. Years ago, I followed those faith healers out there, and they were telling me back then, you recall it was not plant your seed as it is today. It was cast your bread on the water. Mm-hmm. So I was casting my bread out there on the water, and I was going back in my business and taking my ad machine. I just done it this month, and I determined that I was a 100-fold giver, not a 60, not a 80 or 70. I said I'm a 100-fold, so I'm multiplying by 100. Pretty soon I got God owing me $300,000-$400,000. Do you think he gave me anything?
You didn't write your check?
No.
Aww.
No.
The biggest illusion to me in this that just angers me is those kind of false teachings going on, because they don't reflect being a disciple of this Jewish rabbi we know as Yeshua Jesus.
That's
it looks nothing like him.
No.
My goodness, he borrowed a donkey to ride into Jerusalem.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, he is the Messiah. If anybody was going to have all of the great things, what did he say? I don't even have a place to lay my head.
You got it.
And we're demanding houses? I don't think so.
Right.
Israel became the pattern. I saw Israel they was a nation, but as one. They became a pattern. They were living in God to the best of their ability in the early stages, trying to perform covenant. And what did God do? God raised them up to become the most powerful nation on the earth by the time David comes on the scene. He fulfilled the blessings upon their lives and fulfilled covenant in their lives of everything he told Abraham that he was going to do. I did a class in Little Rock, Arkansas a year or so ago, and I was teaching on the 8th century prophets. And I started out teaching on Amos and Hosea, and I told them in my introduction that God raised the prophets up because of the promise that God had made to the children of Israel, or the children of Israel had made to God in Exodus. Everything you asked us to do, we will do. God had did everything he told them to do, raised them up, but they weren't doing everything God had told them to do. And they had got to this point where they were disobedient. They were no longer following the covenant. And now God is saying there are ramifications for disobedience. Amos was a sheep herder. I love the distinctions between the prophets. He came out of a rural area. So his prophecy is, he writes, and he uses what's familiar to him. And there's a text in chapter 3 where he says, do two walk together unless they be in agreement? Does a lion roar in the thicket when there's no prey? And so what it was, this beautiful poetic literature, he was telling Israel, look, there are natural conditions that even the animal kingdom lives by. We should be living by. There's going to, the wrath of God is going to come because you're no longer doing God's will. The natural response to that situation is judgment is going to come upon you. But they weren't ready for it. Natural conditions brings about the response. So I saw them inside of, I like to, in the university setting, call it a bubble. And I say, we're inside of the bubble. If we live inside of that bubble, and no matter where we go, whenever we're there, God is surrounding us, protecting us, caring for us, and guiding us. I started looking back at my life, and I began realizing, whoa, I don't have no decisions that I can recall that I made was the right decision, but somehow or another the decision that I made, God moved me until I got into the right decision. He's guiding my destiny. Wait a minute. Why have I been resisting him in doing what I thought I should be doing? I need to stop and just start waiting on him to let me And I had to get to this stage of life before I finally realized that.
If you enjoyed this clip, please feel free to check out the full version in the link located in the description panel below. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can also connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. As always, help yourself to the diverse array of teachings located on this YouTube channel or on our website at glc.us.com.